My name's Tristan Lavender. I'm a self-taught artist living in Auckland, New Zealand. I've always painted and drawn from a very young child. It's always been a passion of mine. Probably up until I was about 17, 18. I'd draw regularly and paint watercolour. And then I just stopped when I went to university. I studied resource management at university as a master's degree. So my career at the time was a distraction, and I was putting a lot of time and effort into that. And it was just one of those life stages, I think, where you're just devoted to other activities. But it was kind of bubbling away in the background. I was always interested in art. I'd go and visit galleries and museums and so on. But yeah, just not had the impetus to pick it up. Working in environment and sustainability has been a long career for me. Natural environments are under a lot of pressure. Yeah, it's just been a lifelong passion, I suppose. And I had an interest in working in that area to try and resolve some of the problems that I saw. And it probably wasn't until about 10 years ago that I picked up sort of a pencil or a paintbrush again and tried to restart. But I found increasingly, as the involvement and the demands of the work required more and more of my time, that it was more difficult to devote that to painting. And then when I would be painting, I wouldn't necessarily be fully engaged with it. I wouldn't be as productive as I wanted to be. There was longer and longer lapses in between my painting, so I wasn't actually able to improve. That was kind of a key issue. To be honest, I'd probably gone well beyond burnout in my job. I was finding it very stressful. I wasn't sleeping that well. It was just something I was spending a lot of time and energy thinking about, even when I wasn't at work. And I'd always fantasized, I suppose, about a career as being an artist and never thinking it was really possible. The timing was right to do something different. I felt that I had to take that opportunity to jump into something new, and the art was the focus for that. I was very nervous at first. I mean, it's a huge decision to step away from a successful career that you've had for in excess of 20 years, I suppose, if I look at my previous environmental roles. So it's a big risk moving from that to start from scratch. That is the kind of risk that was making me think twice about it. But I think there was probably a bigger risk in not doing it, in sort of staying put and just drifting towards retirement and pension and so on. I think if I'd done that, my creativity would slowly have sort of drained away, and that part of me would have died in a way. The sort of creative side of me would have shriveled away. When you are setting up a new career, there's an awful lot to do, and it's very easy to be overwhelmed as a result. So you've got to, I think, break it down into kind of manageable pieces, manageable steps, and then kind of build momentum around each of those steps so that you can actually feel you're achieving things and building up a momentum. Some of these are going to be sent overseas, so this one's going to Sweden, doing a commission for someone in Scotland here. I have to understand it's going to be a slow build-up of progress. I have to be patient with that, and I have to enjoy it as well, not be frustrated by that. So there's quite a lot of failed paintings, to be honest, up here, which I just keep as a reminder. Some of my early works that I'm not particularly happy with. You've got to trust in your ability and the potential of what you might be able to achieve. You need to learn, and paintings that you're initially happy with, over time you look back on them and actually think, well, actually maybe they weren't that good, but I've learned a lot out of it. I suppose the reason for painting nature is something close to my heart, and there's endless variety, I suppose, in nature. There's always something quite captivating about the natural environment. The natural world has always been a big part of my interest, and environmental sustainability is a key part of who I am. It's very much how I live my life. So how I paint and the materials I use and my practices, I try and have a sort of environmental focus around those. If a painting doesn't work out, then I won't just screw it up and bin it. I'll use the other side, or if both sides haven't worked out, then I'll paint it in a different medium and reuse the paper. When I go to my painting group, it's probably about 3 or 4 kilometres, so I'll cycle there and back. When I go to life drawing sessions, I'll take public transport, take the bus. My materials themselves, I tend to source them from suppliers and companies that have sustainability credentials or sustainability programs in place. So I'm very much conscious that all aspects of how we live our lives have environmental impacts, and it's important to look at how I personally can reduce my impacts. The rewards of actually following something like this, pursuing your passion, far outweigh the negativity. I think I've become a different person after making this choice. I'm a lot happier, I sleep well, I'm not stressed. There's a lot more that I'm getting out of my life now by pursuing what I enjoy doing than I was with a regular income and a successful career, to be honest. I think my goals in painting are just to keep developing my style. With my experience over my previous career, I want to enjoy my art, and that's kind of my focus, is that this is a creative pursuit. I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy the process of doing it.